as eloquently as possible. I don't want there to be any lost context. I don't want to just look like I'm coming out of nowhere having a temper tantrum because these things are happening. The allegations I am levying towards YouTube are extremely serious, and I'm taking this video extremely seriously. YouTube, you guys either play favorites, you are racist, or it's a mix of the two. These are the three options, YouTube. Which one is it? Here's my proof. I've been doing YouTube a long time, okay? I never want to be that guy, oh, it's because I'm black. Oh, these issues are happening because I'm black. There have been certain situations that I looked at kind of funny. I said, it could be because of that, but nah, I ain't gonna, I'm not trying to press that. I don't want to build that narrative around my YouTube channel. This time, I can no longer let it slide. This is the situation. August 18th, I uploaded the mortuary assistant. A lot of you would know it got age restricted because the following video I did, I let you guys know it got age restricted. YouTube didn't tell me why. I saw that all these other YouTubers were playing the mortuary assistant and only my video seemed to be age restricted. And I looked for like an hour, 2 hours. I was scrolling all different types of people's video. No one else's was age restricted. So I appealed the restriction.
What's up, everybody? Afrojoe, the Wookie, like the motherfucker. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that bell for notification. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Tumblr, and everywhere else you see the description below. I'm gonna talk about this. Corey, bro, man, you got passion. I do. I show you a lot of respect. Because I'm gonna tell you this, I've talked about this years ago on my own YouTube channel about the racism and fairness of what's going on. I've talked about it, how racism does fly through YouTube. I talk about how it's unfair on the main page where Logan Paul and Jake Paul always gets hooked up for the things they do. They get rewarded for bad behavior. And black creators, they step out of line. Their content's taken down. I've said this years ago. This is nothing new. This is nothing fucking new to me. This is just something that YouTube continues to do and happen. But let's continue on to see what Corey else has to say.
Hey guys, I'm not sure why mine got age restricted. Could you look into this? Appeal rejected. They doubled down. The policy team said, no, Corey, your video is restricted for good reason. We're not going to tell you why, but it's restricted. That's our final decision. I said, okay. I get with my YouTube rep. I send him an email. Hey, could you look at this? This is some weird stuff going on. Only my video.
And I'm going to tell you this. Look, not everybody's going to have a YouTube rep. There's people that can't even get a YouTube rep. But I'm going to let you finish what you have to say.
Got age restricted. My YouTube rep, who isn't on the policy team, he looked at my video and he said, hey, it could possibly be this part at the end where the woman was battling some depression, and I'm just going to leave it there, lest this video also get age restricted just because I'm talking about it. So I looked at that part. The first thing I did was try to find other YouTubers who had that part, or at least a part similar. Now, Markiplier, I don't know if you'll ever see this, but I just want you to know I have a lot of respect for you, and I didn't mean to drag you into the middle of this. Your channel just happens to be a great reference point because A, you're a really big YouTuber, and B, you're not black. So I can look at your channel, and then I can look at my channel or look at anyone else's channel and make sure that the things and the games that you play, that they're enforcing the rules equally to everybody. So I go to Markiplier's Mortuary Assistant Part 3, and he had the same situation going on, and his video wasn't age restricted. So I send the video to my YouTube rep. I say, hey, Markiplier has this situation in his video, but his isn't age restricted. Could you send that to the policy team and see what they say about that? He said, wow, Corey, that's some detective work. Let me send this to them and see what they say. What do you think happened after that? I'll give you a second. They came back and they removed my age restriction. They took it off after they already rejected my appeal. I sent them the clip of Markiplier's video that has the same thing, and they removed it. Now, my YouTube rep, he was excited.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this about Markiplier. I like Markiplier. I do. I watch it. I got hip to him with the whole Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Game came out, but I tell you this: Markiplier's talked about these issues before in the past about how YouTube continue to do stunts like this. I talked about it. Markiplier talked about it, and still, it's still messed up on how YouTube continues to do this. Like I said, this is nothing new. Markiplier called this shit out a few years ago in YouTube videos talking about how YouTube is messing up. YouTube is paying favorites. YouTube is doing this and that. Like what was it? A YouTube or somebody made a video and it got stricken, and the video got stricken down. Markiplier did a YouTube video talking about it. It's like, oh, it's unfair that you take down this person video, but I did the same thing and you don't take mine down. I don't get it. You don't give me a strike, but you gave this person a strike. Markiplier talked about it years ago too. A big name like Markiplier, and even he calls YouTube out on the favoritism. This is, like I said, even I call that YouTube out on this favoritism and racism. And I'm not even a big creator, but Markiplier called them out years ago on this type of stuff, and still it continues on. Corey, this is no skin off my nose. This is every day. I remember there was two guys that did a video talking about this, and I think it was Preach and Al. And I tell you this, I forgot gotta remember their name, but I remember they talked about this video too, and Jacksepticeye talked about it. And it's this is Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach. Now I kind of agree with Abba and Preach. I think I said his name wrong. Uh, it's a they try to say it's not about your rights, but it's about money. It's about both. It's about race and money. Depending on the situation, it's about race and money. But the fact of the matter is this. Corey makes a valid good point. Markiplier talked about this years ago, just as well as I did, about the unfairness and unjustified on how YouTube continues to do this on an everyday basis. And even though Markiplier is a gamer YouTuber, gamer creator, and he said something and it still hasn't changed the first time he mentioned it, tells you that YouTube is really continuous dropping the ball. I said this years ago about YouTube doing this, and YouTube has not changed. YouTube will never change. This will continue on because they want money. It's a business, and you're right. And I mentioned about how I'm gonna mention this too, and it's true. They hardly ever put black creators on the main page. If you go to the main page, you're hardly ever seeing a black creator. I'll go on my main page, and it will show nothing but white people. Not to be mean towards white people, like they will show the Ripke twins. They will show Sophie Dawsey, her boyfriend Don, Michael Green, aka Picker Boy, aka Amy Grandpa's son, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, which Jacksepticeye made a point to, which I cannot uh, hate on Jacksepticeye because I like him too. And he's actually mentioned this and talked about it. And so on and so forth, so on and so forth. There is no lie about that. Anytime you see a black creator on you on the main page, rarely, barely, and that's how it is. But it's like this. Like I said before, ain't nothing gonna change. To me, I still blame the CEO of YouTube because, like I said, ever since she took over, YouTube has been bullshit. Y'all can sit there and say, "Well, Afro, oh, you can't put it on her." Before she took over, YouTube wasn't even that bad. Before she took over YouTube, it wasn't even that bad. But now she's been doing it every year. It gets worse and worse. Ain't nothing changed but the fucking wealth. I talked about her. Things ain't got done. Things are still the same. And I still don't understand how you allow. It's like it's the same. See, the stuff that YouTube does is so messed up that it's leaking over to other social media platforms like Twitch and TikTok and so on and so forth. So the big old this like so YouTube is like this big old barrel with a hole in it, and all the bullshit is leaking out into these buckets like Twitch and to TikTok and so on and so forth, and it taints the other platform. So anytime you go to any other social media platforms that's like that, like Twitch and TikTok, just remember the shit that you see is the leak that's from YouTube falling onto them. You can't sit there and say, "Well, I know it," and you can't. Yes, I can, because I've been here on YouTube long enough to see this. Nobody else is gonna talk about it but me. But it's like I said, ain't nothing gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change until creators start talking to ad revenue people about the mistreatment on YouTube. See, that's the problem, y'all. We keep running to YouTube representatives or team YouTube to fix an issue that continues and never gets fixed. Only way to get to fix this is start talking to the ad revenue people. It's like there's an issue that these deals that y'all make with YouTube, the mistreatment, the unfairness, the hate, they do this to black creators. Because I've noticed they only do it to black creators and Hispanics, other minorities. But when it comes down to other creators that speaks out about it, it's like smacking a band-aid on it and then wait for a minute and then go right back to it. Like when Markiplier talked about the issues like this before, they slapped the band-aid, waited till the heals, and went right back at it. So you see if Markiplier talked about it, the issues years ago, and they overlooked what he said. He's a big creator. He's a big creator. Like this man's been on Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, or I don't forget which one, and, and they overlook his stats and go right back at it. That tells me they're not listening to him either, and they bring this, and his man brings him to it. But let that be Logan Paul. Oh my God, they love some Logan Paul. They love some Logan Paul. They love some Jake Paul. Let them say something. They'll fix it and keep it fixed. But like I said, this ain't the first time YouTube has done stuff like this, and this ain't gonna be the last. So to me, I still think that we should actually stop running to YouTube to fix these issues and start running to the ad revenue people and tell them this is what's going on. I bet you they should fix that shit then. But tell me what you think in the comment section. Holla.